Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a few things in this video. So first I'm going to be doing my full review on my Pravins stirrup leathers that I got quite a while ago now. I'm also going to be showing some riding clips of me riding and doing this exercise I set up, which I'm not sure if Welbeck's going to be so keen on doing, but we'll see how she goes. And finally I'm going to also do some tips on how to keep your lower leg more secure and stable, especially jumping, because a lot of people have been asking me that and I feel like mine's really improved, so I just want to kind of share what I've learned and everything like that. So I hope you enjoy! So just a bit of background first. Glaze & Gordon are an English company and they sent me these stirrup leathers because they're the only UK distributor of them, and they are seriously so lovely. The ladies that run it are so nice and it's a really nice company, and their website is amazing. They have so many nice things. And what I really like is that when they sent me the stirrups, they asked me not to do a review straight away. They said keep them for a few months, ride in them loads, and then do a review so I can actually give you the best review I can. And they also said, like, no pressure on giving a good review. If you're not keen on them, tell us, let us know what you didn't like, don't worry about it. So I wouldn't be filming this video if I didn't like them, I swear to you guys. So these are the same stirrups as Millbrook Leathers. Millbrook Leathers are the US distributor for them, so they're just the same. They just call them Millbrook Leathers, but you can see like on their leathers it still says Pravins on it. It's still the same like actual supplier. I'm not very good at this whole like lingo thing with businesses, but I think that's the case. So basically I'm just going to give you the pros and cons of the stirrup leathers, give it to you straight and to let you know how I thought. So the pros: they're so well made. The leather is so soft. It is they're gorgeous. Like, they look really good. The little silver button on the end of them, I don't know why, it just makes me so happy. They're just so beautiful, like, I can't get over them. So perfect for those Instagram moments. Pity your leg does cover them most of the time, but anyway. So the next thing is that I definitely did feel a difference when I was riding in them. You know, the most important thing is not all just about the aesthetic. When I rode in them first, I said it in the first video that I rode in them, I'll link that down below, but it felt like I was in a western saddle or something. I was like wrapped around the horse, I was secure. I don't know, like, it sounds so silly, but I definitely felt a lot like stable in my seat on my leg. And that was me coming back into riding after not riding for like a couple of months. So I definitely, like, my leg should be at its worst. My riding muscles are gone, my riding fitness is completely gone, so this is me at my worst. This is me like not used to riding, not like, my lower leg should be awful, but it was actually surprisingly good. So yeah, I definitely did feel a difference. So for the cons, because nothing is perfect, there was one issue I had, was that the silver button on the end meant that I couldn't put my stirrups on. Like, it didn't fit because my old stirrups had a very small place for the stirrup leathers to go through, but they were really old, so I kind of just like used a scissors and scraped them to make the hole bigger, which sounds really bad, but they were ancient and they're fine. I just made the hole a bit bigger and put them through, and that was fine. But I did talk to Glaze & Gordon about that, and they said, wow, never had that issue before, but we'll send you out some different stirrups for you to use for them. But that's kind of a minor issue, because you can get stirrups that just have a bigger hole. And the other kind of downfall is the price. They are quite expensive, especially when you compare them to just your bog standard leathers that you get in any tack store. Like, they're quite cheap, and these are pricey. However, I am honestly going to say that if I had the time back again, and knowing what I know now about them and having ridden in them, I would 100% buy them, like, no doubt about it. So the only solution I can offer you with regards to the price is that Glaze & Gordon have given me a discount, so you get 10% off if you use my code HollyL10, and I'm not sponsored by them, by the way, guys. They, like, literally, they approached me, asked me to just use the stirrups and review them if I like them, and I did, and I told them that and they said great, and they gave me this discount code. So, and also they don't just sell these stirrups, they have like loads of stuff. They also have Godo breeches, which is pretty cool because I haven't seen like an English or Irish company supply them, but I've seen them all over Instagram, so I'm definitely going to be buying a pair of them. So yeah, now I've been rambling for bloody ages. I'm sure I'm going to have to cut loads of stuff out of it because I do tend to just go on like I'm doing right now. So next I'm going to be jumping this exercise with Welbeck, and I'll kind of do a voiceover and talk to you about the exercise, and I'm sure I'll talk to you about what I'm doing to help calm Welbeck down because I'm sure she's gonna freak out. She's just a weirdo with exercises like these, you're gonna see in a minute. And I'll also talk about some tips I have for keeping your lower leg in a good position in the voiceover, so I hope you enjoy that, and I'm sure Welbeck's really excited and also really bored from standing here. She's being very good. Okay, that was the worst like camera move ever, and now I'm probably out of focus, so I'll see you in a minute. So with this exercise, it is just 3 fences that are 1 stride apart and they're on a bend. Welbeck really struggles to stay soft over fences through her neck, especially when I'm turning, so this is why I'm working on this. She's definitely a little bit better on the right rein, but still not great. Ideally, I want her to just canter through very soft, kind of head quite low and relaxed, but as you can see, it doesn't exactly start off that way, and she's super hot. So we just have to keep working at it. I'm just trying to keep my body as still as I can. My hands, I'm trying to keep them quite steady, although when she does run off, I do have to do something about it. You know, I can't just sit there and let her absolutely gallop off. So I'm trying to slow her down with my body and my hands, and also asking her to bend around my inside leg. I did find that when she sped off, I would take off my leg and then wonder why she's not bending around my leg. And I'm like, Holly, put on your leg, maybe that's why. So moral of that story is that when your horse is super hot and super speedy, it's very easy to think, oh, take off my leg and they'll slow down. Your leg is off. That means it is inconsistent, so that often makes them even more stressed. So really keeping your leg quite secure around their sides can actually help to slow down quite a hot horse or tense horse. So yeah. So for this exercise, you want to... It's basically good to test if your horse falls in or out around turns. So if you find your horse is drifting out, then you need to put on your outside leg. And if you find your horse kind of scoots in and tries to cut the turns, then you need to put your inside leg on. So it is good for straightening and teaching them to listen to your leg. And you want to stay quite still with your body and try not to interfere too much. If your horse is like Welbeck and is quite speedy, then they will hopefully learn to slow down once they get used to it. She does slow down in the end, but I have to trot in to get her to relax. But that's okay because the goal was for her to jump the jumps a bit more slowly and thinking about it. And if we have to trot in to do that, then that's fine. We still got what we wanted and she still learned from it. And I did find that she bent around my leg a lot better by the end. She was starting to soften a little bit more, and you can see in the trot she's quite long and low. She's stretching down and she's realizing that this isn't so bad. And then some tips for getting a more secure lower leg. My number 1 tip is to ride with no stirrups. Just make it a habit, make it part of your routine. Maybe every time you warm up you'll ride with no stirrups, or maybe every time you warm down you'll ride with no stirrups. Jumping with no stirrups is absolutely great. It really strengthens your leg. It really teaches you to have your leg in the right position, because if your leg is flying back or flying all over the place, then you're not going to be able to stay on the horse. So it absolutely forces you to wrap your legs around the side of the horse and keep it in a good position, and it'll also really strengthen up your core and your leg, and that is key to having a secure lower leg, is to be strong. So basically, to build muscle for riding, you just need to ride loads of horses, but obviously that isn't possible, especially for me when I'm at college, or if you only get to ride once a week or something like that. So doing exercises in the gym or at home or running or like anything that builds muscle and makes you stronger and fitter will definitely help you to be in a better position when you're riding. Another thing to help with your leg position in the air is to really think about sitting up off the horse's neck, because if your body gets thrown forward onto the horse's neck, then your lower leg will automatically go flying back. It's like you pivot on your hip. So if you're keeping your body in a better position, then your legs will automatically be in a better position. And it's really just, you have to really consciously think about it all the time. Write it on your hand if you need to. So every time you're riding around, if you glance down your hand, you'll see it and it'll remind you, or get someone that's there with you to be like, think about your lower leg, just think about really squeezing with it and having it really secure, and then eventually it will become muscle memory and you won't even have to think about it. And it's the same with anything like keeping your heels down or keeping your thumbs on top with your hands. I'm very bad for that. I do tend to ride with flat hands. It's just like breaking a habit, and you will get there. It'll just take a little bit of time, but you'll be flying in no time. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you guys have any other tips for anyone else, then leave them in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Bye guys.